He is a visiting faculty to National Insurance and a number of other institutes.
God of knowledge. Jnananandamayam Devam, Nirmalas Patikakritim, Adharam Sarva Vidyanam, Hayagrivam Upasmahe. Meaning is that. Yeah, a few words about there are a couple of foreigners here. Of course, most of the Calcutta you may know. For those who are foreigners to this country, let me add a few words about this place. This land is a mixture of faiths, a contradictive nature, that is spiritualism and communism. Kali or Durga Puja is a famous occasion here. ISKCON founder, most of the foreigners they know, Sri Prabhupada's spiritual master Sri Krishna Chaitanya, born at Mayapur, some 150 kilometers away from Calcutta. Ramakrishna and his disciple Vivekananda were from this place. Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, his famous song Janagana Mana is our national anthem. Till 1911, Calcutta was the capital of India. Only for geographical advantage, it was shifted to New Delhi. Though majority of Indians like cricket, even yesterday also India won on one-day match. But most of the Bengalis, they like football. Rosgolla, made of milk and sugar syrup, is a famous sweet here. What is synergy? In fact, credit goes to Mr. Millen. He did a spade work in designing this tag word. Literally, entire synergy meaning is there in all this. I don't know. Millen is here. He likes this kind of synergy. Don't ask me whether you are used to it. But the only thing is two agents acting together so that the resultant is much more than the original. That is what the synergy talks about. Some quotes on synergy. Wisdom is synergy of mind and heart, Stephen Covey. Synergy, the bonus that is achieved when things work together harmoniously, Mark Twain. Literal meaning of synergy. I am not good in the English vocabulary. So when this title was announced, I have a Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. I don't find the meaning of this synergy. This word at all, not at all figured in that dictionary. Then this Freed Dictionary online defines the word synergy as the interaction of two or more agents or forces so that their combined effect is more than the sum of their individual effects. Cooperative interaction among groups, especially among the acquired subsidiaries or merged parts of a corporation, that creates an enhanced combined effect. It is derived from a Greek word called synergia, meaning cooperation, and another term synergos, working together. So thus cooperation and teamwork may be the meaning of this term. With this background only, I am presenting this presentation. Marine cargo surveying is a teamwork spirit. That's what my contention. Having spent over 3 decades in marine cargo surveying, it is my considered opinion that marine cargo surveying is a teamwork, like a game of cricket. I am going to share with you my experience gained over these years with you, and let me pardon if you don't find anything innovative or new concept in my presentation. Teamwork effort. Way back in the 80 or 81, few years after I started my career, there was an article published in the Marine Times, jointly authored by a master mariner and a naval architect. It was highlighting and stressing that surveying was to be done by master mariners. I have due respect to master mariners. In fact, I learned most of the nitty-gritty of the profession from great masters of yesteryears, Captain Tommy Rosario, N.N. Banzali, S.K. Sharma. But after reading the article, myself and my erstwhile boss, he is Jimmy Rao, a dual-class marine engineer, sent a reply to the Marine Times stating that cargo surveying was not a teamwork effort. It was a teamwork effort. It is not only master mariner who can do this. It was that occasion, there was a shipment of DRI, direct reduced iron, shipment in Vizag, which posed great threat to the vessel loading there and surveyors run behind the scientists and geologists of Andhra, Voltaire for expert opinion. But even this morning, Mr. Uday was telling these catalytes, how it is. Still it is metallurgists and scientists have to develop on it. On one hand, you have to reduce the sulfur. On the other hand, you have to add catalytes, which results into. So there has to be a synergy. Due to pyrophoric nature of this cargo, it produces a lot of heat when it comes in contact with water or humid air. Hence, it is advisable to keep holes under inert atmosphere. Oxygen less than 5%, hydrogen less than 1%. Inerting a hold, cargo hold, still is a challenging task. Let's talk about draft survey. Properly conducted draft survey takes 2 to 3 man-hours. While a senior survey indulges in reading drafts, ascertaining dark water density, junior survey goes for soundings of fuel, freshwater and ballast. While jetty side drafts, of course, to some extent forward and aft we can read by boats. But the seaside drafts, we have to go by reading boats only. Reading draft in a ladder is not only risky, results in errors of parallax. Selenometers have to be regularly calibrated for their correctness. Measuring tapes have to be checked for their correctness. So the survey is a joint venture and cooperation of surveyors, master, chief officer, launchman, weights and measures, calibration laboratory, last but not least the power eyesight of the surveyor. While mentioning this draft survey, let me tell you a fact, a very sad part of it. We lost one of a good engineer surveyor by name Guha Biswas way back 90s in Visakhapatnam. We used to engage only dinghies for reading the drafts. When he was doing the final draft survey, he was going in a dinghy, there was a communication gap between the officers and the engine. They tried the engine. So because the propeller got pulled the boat and the surveyor died. When I am talking, there was more synergies have to be there. Tanker survey, hydrocarbons. A good knowledge of ASTM IP methods are overemphasized. They keep changing the methods quite often. They keep on revising the tables. VEF, wedge formula, ascertaining SNW, percentage, density at 15, tank cleaning methods, tank inspecting methods, usage of UTIs are very important. Though 0.5% is normally permissible for 100,000 tankers, 0.5% is working around a great amount of 500 tons. 500 tons is a big amount. But here the statistics is something very informative. Energy Institute UK, in a study of 3,000 voyages, account for an outturn loss of 0.14%. I believe someone is from Reliance. I believe I've been told Reliance Jamnagar refinery, they keep the surveyors on toes to bring the outturn loss below 0.25%. You have to ensure it. So in this survey, it is a joint effort of surveyors, ship staff, analytical chemist, because he is the one who is determining the density. Samples have to be drawn properly. ASTM IP regulations and terminal stuff. Tanker survey edible. We have a lot of our surveyors. Mr. Krishna is from Kandla. It's not only a surveyor, but also a steamer agent also. Sound knowledge of storage and bulk transport is overemphasized. We in India get a lot of palm oil, crude products, crude sunflower, crude rapeseed oil, etc. PHOSPHA regulations, heating instructions, various quality parameters, ship-shore line knowledge, accurate measuring equipments, density of various cargoes. Because we have a bitter experience, those cargo coming from Indonesia is always coming with inflated density comparing with other country. So these all result in some kind of loss known as paper loss. It is not a real actual loss. Knowledge of shoreline clearance, how to the day, whether they blow the air or pick clearance. So in this survey, it's a teamwork effect of surveyor, ship staff, analytical chemist, regulatory agency, weights and measures, laboratory, terminal staff. So everyone has some amount of contribution. Tanker survey, chemicals. Homework of particular chemical to be loaded or discharged is very important, much before handling the tanker. Safety precautions, MSDS, material safety data sheet, quality and quantity determination, knowledge, client's requirement, industry standards. Of course, Milind is especially going to talk on methanol. Tomorrow, I believe he is going to give a presentation on methanol. So in the survey, it's a team effort of surveyor, ship staff, analytical chemist, regulatory agency, weights and measures, laboratory, terminal staff, industry standards, etc. Hatch survey and hatch cover cleanliness of holes. While primitive methods of hatch cover inspections like chalk test, light test, hose test are employed nowadays, most of the P&I clubs prefer ultrasonic leak detector. So sound knowledge of usage of this equipment is overemphasized. Again, this equipment is required to be calibrated annually for its correctness. So calibration is more important. Not using a high-tech equipment is a great thing. It has to be calibrated periodically. So previous cargo and cargo to be loaded, precautions to be taken for handling, storage and transportation. So in this survey, it's a joint venture of surveyors, ship staff, ultrasonic equipments, knowledge, how to use it, importers and exporters requirements are very important. I hail from Chennai. It's a container hub. A freight forwarder gives an exporter's packing list containing about hundreds of packages, and he asks us how many units are required. Invariably, it's happened at the end of a day. He will give some packing list of 100 packages. Within half an hour, you give me how many units are required. While planning it manually, it's a mind-boggling situation because you have to go each and every size, length, height, width, how much, whether it needs a out gauge is there. So initially we were doing manually. It is taking time consuming because he says, I want it within half an hour because he has, based on our quotation, he has to make a quotation to his principal. So now we started developing, of course, in any logistics conference I go and attend, any software consultants are there. Software consultants normally say, no, this kind of solutions we rarely get. We wanted to make some money out of it, something regular like a CHA or a ship agency. For them, making a software is easy. But these surveyors, once in a blue moon, someone like you come and ask you, it is very difficult for us. It is not financially viable to. So we in-house, we have young engineers now. A lot of engineers have come and joined the surveying profession. There are 3 engineers under my training as per IRDA requirements. So now we are developing a software with which we will be able to come to a solution for this. So in this survey, it's a joint effort of surveyors, clients, CFS, shippers, facility and software engineer. Dry bulk cargoes, Captain Karmarkar gave a detailed listing on hazardous cargoes, how to be carried and all. Clients' requirements is very important. If we are required to conduct outturn survey, sound knowledge of cargo, method of handling, weighing scales used and their correctness, moisture of cargo during discharge, for comparison with the load post moisture in case of evaporation, round-the-clock supervision. Some receivers tend to remove trucks from port premises without weighing, thus claiming from ship owners or underwriters. Surveyors have to keep their eyes and ears open in this kind of survey. So in this survey, it is a cooperative venture of surveyor, ship staff, importers, port terminal, weighers, lab, chemist, etc. Because this is even morning also Captain Karmarkar dealt upon liquefaction of cargo, iron ore and TML issues. Way back in the year 2010, a lot of iron ore ships that moved out from India met with total loss or developing serious list. As long as India shipped iron ore in lumps, this was not a problem, as water tend to drain down from the open stocks. However, since Chinese plants are capable of smelting only fines, this problem of liquefaction of iron ore became a serious problem. as iron ore finds are normally stacked in open dump yards. Especially during monsoon, this is a serious hazard. Stack sampling and determination of flow moisture point, TML, transportable moisture limit, and total moisture. Also running sampling during loading and checking moisture through portable moisture meter. Can test, etc. go a long way in accepting cargo or not. Knowledge of code of safe practice for solid bulk cargoes 2004 is more important. And this morning he announced there are some amendment also made which is going to be effective from 1st of January. Thus in this survey, it is a cooperative venture of surveyors, ship staff, shippers, samplers, lab chemists, etc. This is an interesting case which I recently came across. These are dry salted hides. These dry salted hides were shipped out from Djibouti from Africa to India, Chennai. Container arrived at destination in apparent sound condition. Sorry, there's a mistake of mine. Without any deficiencies to structurals. Container was intact. However, the hides upon deveining was found to be completely wet. Light test of container after deveining did not show any clues. Transit time and delay was something around 46 days. Some 30 days, 35 days transit. Some 10 days clearance, delay in clearance. We drew sample and forwarded because this is an area where we have little or no idea at all. So we went to send a sample to CLRI, Central Leather Research Institute, who opined that dry salted cow hides, if stored for a longer periods, tend to give heat. Because of the heat, salt is getting melted and wetting. But on the other hand, insured is challenging. This dry salted hide we have been importing for years together without any claims. How this will happen now? We eliminated causes such as wetting from external source. We went to the extent of inquiring with the steamer agents whether was there any alert from the master or from the feeder operator. Was there any occasions of any heavy weather? They all say it is in sound condition. So we concluded that it might be due to inherent wise or nature of the cargo. Moreover, there was no packing also. It was kept in the heaps. So over a period, if it is kept in that, naturally heat generates. Because of the heat, the moisture melted the salt. The claim is around $50,000. In this survey, teamwork effect of surveyors, shippers, consigning, laboratory, liner agency, all required. Bulk stock assessment. Of course, these some surveyors may not do, but we do as a. When I commenced my career, we used to do this assignment for corporate companies for their half-yearly and annual stock closing by estimating the stock volume and assuming the stock to be the nearest geometric shapes, like cone or trapezoid, and taking bulk density of cargo. Over the period, as roles by clients demand volume to be ascertained by employing theodolite. Now, recent years, we use total electronic stations, which the civil engineers use for ascertaining the volumes. That only people demand that it has to be used because you assume the geometric shapes and all, it goes haywire. Even the total electronic station, people also they come and assess the volume, but they also say plus or minus 5% error. Anyway, so it is a teamwork effect of civil engineers, samplers, and surveyors. Because this is my domain area, insurance survey. Because I started my career as an insurance surveyor. I lay stress on the following in insurance surveys. Chronological facts: when the cargo booked, when arrived, discharged, delivered. Nature of packing. Packing itself is a big subject to be dealt with. Whether adequate or customary. Because if it is inadequate packing as per general exclusion clause, claim is not payable. Nature and extent of damage. Cause of damage. Knowledge of ICC, Institute Cargo Classes A, B and C, including general exclusion class. Related warranties attached to the policies. Domain knowledge of shipping, port, customs, CFS, Incoterms, etc. In Indian scenario, insurance surveyors are so far independent in nature. I am telling so far in independent nature, but appointed by insurer. Because there is going to be a change in the law, Insurance Act, they are going to amend. That is what, it's a burning situation for every insurance surveyor. Even IRDA, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, who issues license to act as a surveyor on losses, new regulation 2013 gave rights to the insured also to appoint their own surveyors in times of dispute. Earlier, only the underwriter engages a surveyor. That surveyor is an independent nature, but it is appointed by only an underwriter. But 2013 regulation says even an insured also can have his own surveyor, not necessarily has to be ratified by the insurance company. However, during this winter session of Parliament, there are proposals by government to pass some amendments in Insurance Act 1938, Section 64 UM, by removing Section 2 to 5, which talks about necessity of an independent insurance surveyor. As per Act says, any loss exceeding 20,000 rupees has to be surveyed by an independent surveyor. Because now very many private companies are also there who their own staff surveyors started doing surveys even amount exceeding 20,000 rupees. So there is a lot of resistance, protest from IISLA, Indian Institute of Insurance Surveyors and Loss Assessors, for which I am a fellow member, against the amendment. Thus, for an efficient execution of insurance survey, it is a cooperative and teamwork effort of and making good relations with insured, and service providing agencies like liner, steamer agency, CHAs, port, CFS, terminal bodies, besides possession of knowledge as outlined earlier. Because there is one survey called pre-dispatch survey. The original insurer covers up to CIF terms, cost insurance freight up to Chennai port or something like that. Whereas the insured is having his factory located at Hyderabad or Bangalore, some inland destination. So original policy terminates up to the port. So from the port, for the tail end risk, naturally insurance company will want to know what is the condition before moving from original port. So for that we have to do an exercise called pre-dispatch survey. And again, with customs, now they have something like a RMS bill. RMS bill, risk management services. Under this bill, importer is exempted from opening a container. He can straight away take the container without any inspection by a customs appraiser. So unless otherwise you have a good relation with the CHA, we say, sir, this is RMS bill, I cannot open the container. That is what invariably the clearing agent says. You bring upon a good relation with him. It is only for a customs which is exempted, but as an insurance surveyor, I have to see the container. I have to open the container, show the contents, whether it is sound or intact, whether packing all right. Then only your future insurer is going to cover your cargo. So these are all some of the areas where there has to be a synergy. I have shared my experience for certain segments of cargo surveying as to how it is a teamwork effort or cooperation of various agencies. While concluding, let me share a quote from Captain John Guy from his book on marine surveying and consultancy with respect to qualifications for a marine surveyor. The main qualifications for a surveyor are physical stamina, keen observation, scrupulous honesty, attention to detail, an open mind, and ears, a closed mouth, and common sense. I may wish to add the relationship with other stakeholders, which is the theme of this seminar. Thanks for patiently listening for this and for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr.